Hello, in this video we're going to learn how handy the metronome is on the Clavinova and how to change settings, and we're going to use the example of using the metronome to play the Hanon exercise number 1. Okay, so we're using touch screen, so this is the Clavinova CVP 609 or 709. On previous models we had metronome buttons over to the left. We still have the buttons, and we can start the metronome over here simply by hitting on, change the tempo, make it slower with minus, faster with plus, or establish our own tempo by using tap tempo, pressing it 4 times at your desired tempo. And the Clavinova figures out what tempo that is. Okay, but what if we want to change the time signature or change some settings? We have a whole lot more flexibility now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the touch screen and change some of the settings. Okay, first let's look for the little menu button on the screen down in the lower right hand corner. This one here. And we're going to press that. And we'll get the menu screen. There's actually 2 pages to the menu. And if you see, there's a little arrow up here. We want to go to the second screen to get to the metronome settings. And there's metronome. So let's press that. Okay. It defaults to a 4/4 time signature. But we're going to change some of these things. The first thing I recommend is change the volume. It's not very loud right now. It seems like it would be, but it's not quite loud enough. We want it to be quite loud, almost to the point of being obnoxious. So we're going to slide the slider all the way up to 127. In the world of MIDI, 127 is as high as you can go for any setting. You can also, if a value is very low and you want to change it quickly, you can always use the silver dial here and spin it quickly to get where you want to go. See how I spin that around and it goes as high as it will go. Okay, now there's also the sound. You can have bell off, and you just hear a clicking metronome. I prefer to have bell on, which will sound a bell on beat 1. What's even more fun, though, is to use one of the voices. I'm going to use English voice. Of course, if you prefer, you can use German or Spanish or whatever language you choose. I'm going to go for English voice. Okay, so I'm going to close that menu here. So volume's all the way up, English voice. And now I want to change the time signature because the first Hanon exercise is in 2/4. So I'm going to touch on the screen on time signature, and you'll see you can change the numerator and the denominator here. So I'm going to change the top number to 2 by hitting the less arrow until it goes to 2, leaving the 4 on the bottom. Now we're in a 2/4 time signature, and we can hit close here. Okay. Now what about setting the tempo? Okay, you'll notice there's another tab over here on the left. So it says tap tempo. Alright, we're not actually going to use tap tempo right now, but what we are going to do is change the tempo here in the same screen. So I'm going to go back over here to the tempo buttons, and I'm going to hit minus to see what our tempo is on screen. Right now it is set at 74. I want it to be 60, so I'm going to hit that minus button until I get to 60. I'm using the button over here by the metronome. Okay, and again, if I was way up there and I wanted to get someplace quickly, I can use the silver dial to spin quickly to the value that I want. So I'm using this dial here to quickly get down to 60. Spinning it to get down to 60 quickly. And then you can fine-tune it with the buttons. Okay, so that's the tempo that I want. And now I'm going to go up here and press the little X to get out of the screen, up in the top right hand corner. And now I'm still on that second menu screen. At any time, if you want to get to your home screen, you can always go down here just to the right of your screen and hit the home button, and you will get back to your home screen that looks like this. Okay, so now here's another way we can access the metronome and the tempo. Down in the lower left hand portion of your screen, you'll see a tempo button, and you'll see that it's currently set at 60. If I touch that, I will get that screen again where I can change the tempo. I can use the arrows here on screen and touch them back and forth, or again use the silver dial to go someplace quickly, change it quickly, get in the neighborhood, and then fine-tune it with the buttons. Okay, so we've set it at 60, and now we're going to close this. Okay, now I'm going to go back over to the buttons by the metronome, and I'm going to turn it on.
1, 2.
Okay, that's plenty loud, and that's good. We want that. We want it to be loud and relentless. For right now, I'm going to turn it off. You can also change the overall volume with the master volume, the big black knob over on the left-hand side of the Clavinova. But be aware that everything will be louder, not just the metronome. Okay, so since we've changed to the voice and a 2/4 time signature, our little friend is going to be shouting 1, 2 at us, which is ideal for practicing the Hanon exercise number 1. This is in the Virtuoso Pianist exercises for Hanon. Exercise 1 in 2/4, and we have 16th notes. So to get the most out of this exercise and really master it, you'll want to use that metronome. I suggest, like I said, using a tempo of 60 and the voice and turning it up quite loud, and realize that you want to match the 5th beat of this sequence with the 2. So it's going to be 1 ienda, 2 ienda as she's counting. And if you pay attention to lining up the first 16th note with her count and the 5th one, then you should be able to stay on track. So what I mean is this. I'm going to turn it on.
1, 2, 1, 2.
1 ienda, 2 ienda, 1 ienda, 2 ienda, 1 ienda, 2 ienda.
1, 2.
Okay.
1.
So while that is rather loud, it's very helpful for keeping you on track. And what this is going to do is build a steady and consistent tempo while you're building agility and strength in all of your fingers. So have fun with that, and that's it for now.